Is Bali in 2025 worth it? What if I told you that every place that you know about Bali is completely ruined? Ubud swings, Kuta sunsets, Seminyak beach clubs are filled with crowds that will make you question the idea of a vacation in Bali. Every road is jam-packed with endless scooter queues, and every destination gets flooded with flashes, selfie sticks and restless hands waiting for the perfect shot. So where will you find the Bali experience that everyone keeps talking about? Instead of yelling out the tourist checklist, I'm going to share 5 places that are actually worth your time on a budget that you can afford. Check out destinations 4 and 5 for the perfect solo and couple travelers, and they happen to be my personal favorite. But before we go ahead, one of the biggest factors that decide your itinerary is the number of days you're planning to spend in Bali. If you ask me how many days are required to explore Bali, here's the simple answer. More is better. There is so much to see in Bali. So if you have more time, you can enjoy more. Ideally, 8 to 9 days would be perfect for covering all the major attractions. No matter how many days you're planning to visit, this video will help you cover all the major attractions without compromising the overall travel experience. But, before you rush to plan the trip, here are some things that you need to know before you board the plane, and it will just take a minute to explain. First, don't get into direct flights, because that will cost you anywhere from 45 to 60,000. Instead, go for a flight option that has a layover in Singapore. It'll cost you just 25 to 30,000. You'll have a 4 to 5 hour layover, but trust me, Changi Airport is so cool that you won't even notice the time passing. So it's better to save that money. Next, visas. Bali offers visa on arrival, but it's wise to get an e-visa online that you can get within a day. It'll cost you rupees 3,000, much better than standing in long airport queues. SIM cards. Do not buy them from airports. They cost more than 2,500 rupees. You can save almost 2,000 rupees by buying it from local markets of brands like Telecomcell or XL Axiata. Finally, be mindful of your money. Carry both cash and an international card. Plus, fake currency is a real problem there. So having a travel card saves you that headache completely. Always exchange your money at banks or reputable places like these. Okay, so the second you land in Bali airport, you'll be tempted to head straight for all those Insta-worthy spots right away. But trust me, you'll only find yourself waiting in traffic jams and dealing with beaches that are more crowded than a train station. So let me break down these 5 offbeat locations that will actually allow you to travel slow, connect with the local culture, and experience the natural beauty that made Bali legendary in the first place. This place is just like the tourist favorite destination Ubud, but without the crowds. A 90-minute drive northwest from the airport will take you to Jatiluwi, where emerald rice terraces ripple out like green waves. Once you arrive, rent an e-bike or a bicycle for around 500 rupees and follow the red route. Then take a 4-minute walk through the rice paddies and you will find Yehu waterfall. That will give you the chance to swim in crystal clear water. Here's a pro tip. Head over to Angsari Hot Springs, which is just 10 minutes away. You will find 2 steaming public pools where the entry cost is roughly 60 rupees plus whatever you choose to tip the attendant. Perfect for relaxing your muscles after cycling through terraces. For accommodation, wooden panel homestays start around 900 rupees if you're happy to share. Or 1,800 rupees will get you a private room complete with breakfast. The hosts are also incredibly welcoming and will often invite you to join family meals. Next up is Munduk. This hidden gem has all those famous temples you're seeing all over Instagram, just without the crowds. Temples like Unu Dala Bayan and Handara Gate are very similar to the famous Dharmayana temple in Kuta and Tanah Lot. You'll also explore Bali's coffee culture without the commercial tourism overlay. As you explore, you'll notice coffee farms stretching along the ridges. Here's the beautiful part. Most growers will gladly invite you to learn about their process and roast beans over crackling wood fires. You'll spend an entire afternoon with local farmers learning about how they've been growing coffee the same way for generations. You'll have an incredible experience trekking through nature while learning about Indonesian history. The trek will lead you to Lumuki waterfalls, a 2 to 3 hour journey that is totally worth it for its natural water slides you'll discover there. If possible, plan to stay at least 2 nights so you can really soak it in. Guest houses in town run about 1,500 rupees, and the mountain air will give you the best sleep you've had in months. This is a must-visit place if you head to North Bali. Now let's head to Amed, where you'll see unique marine life that totally disappeared from most tourist spots. At Jamiluk Bay, you can snorkel in Bali's top volcanic black sand beaches. It is also just a 30 to 40 minute ride away from famous places like Gates of Heaven or Tita Ganga Water Palace. You'll find homestays start at about 1,000 rupees. No loud beach parties, no crowds pushing for sunset photos, just quiet coastlines with crystal clear water. And everything you need for a relaxed day by the sea. Most travelers will never think to visit Bali's northwest tip, Pemutring. And here's exactly why you should. This village is home to BioRock, the world's largest artificial coral reef site. You can rent a kayak and paddle out to Gili Puti, a tiny white sand island waiting for you to explore. When sunset approaches, take a short trek to Bukit Batu Kursi. The uphill walk is totally worth it for its incredible panoramic views of the village, coastline, and distant volcanoes. Finally, let's talk about West Bali National Park, where you can experience the island's wild side. Buy a permit for about 1,600 rupees at Labuan Lalang. Then hire a local guide and boat to Manjangan Island. You'll float in 40-meter coral walls that drop into blue silence. It's like swimming through an aquarium without the glass. Back on shore, keep an eye out for the rare snow-white Bali starling in the mangroves, a bird that you cannot find anywhere else in the world. When you want to relax, head to the homestays right outside the park gates for 2,000 rupees. The beaches are so peaceful that you can actually hear the waves. These places offer everything that made Bali legendary. The best part? By choosing these places over the overcrowded hotspots, you're directly supporting local communities and helping preserve the ecology. Your money goes to family-run homestays, local guides, and small warungs instead of international hotel chains. Bali is a budget-friendly vacation destination, if you know where to look. Accommodation is cheaper than Goa, and the local experiences will stay with you forever. Whether you're into nature, adventure, or clubbing, Bali has it all. It's more affordable than you think, if you plan smart. Read the pinned comment for a detailed itinerary and subscribe to Atlas Explorer, India's #1 travel channel. See you in the next video, where I tell you why every other rich old Indian is heading to Thailand. And it's not for the reasons you think.